Looking for a reliable VPN? Securely access apps, websites, entertainment, and more with NordVPN. With over 5,100 servers worldwide, all your data stays safe behind a wall of next-generation encryption. Work, browse, or use social media platforms safely. All at a price you can afford. Get NordVPN today. Today's episode is called, A Cake from Granny. A cake sent from Granny to the Elliots ends up playing a part in Janet's plan to prevent the railroad from retiring the cannonball, in favor of a bus. Charles Lane's final appearance as Homer Bedloe ends on a happy note, with him finally giving up his quest to shut down the cannonball. Special guest stars from the Beverly Hillbillies, Irene Ryan as Granny, and Nancy Culp as Jane Hathaway. Original air date, December 21, 1968.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It is run by Joe. Come and be his guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
Here's our lady M.D. She's as pretty as can be at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
Look at that little goomer. Not a whisker on him. I knew my miracle drug would work. Must be the Bakun root. I've got to write him a letter and tell him how glad I am for them.
So, I'm sending by separate parcel a homemade cake baked by me just to celebrate the happy recovery. What do you suppose she means by that? Who knows? Well, at least we're getting a cake out of it. I mean, at least you two are. Let's go make lunch.
Naturally, we're going to share it with all of you.
Oh, no.
Oh, but we insist.
I insist on refusing, and my stomach seconds the motion. Remember that soup she made when she was here?
What about it?
Remember what was in it? A coon root, wretchweed, lizard egg, scrawny pine pitch.
I remember.
Snake fork, fried beef.
I get it.
When it comes, why don't we give it to Doc Craig?
No.
Why not? Even if she eats it, she's a doc. She can cure herself.
Well, so much for the Miller family. Where do we go next?
Oh, that's about it for today. I better get back to the hotel if I expect to keep any sort of office hours.
Okay. I sure hope I'm helping you.
Of course you are. Only
Because
there's...
it's so inspirational healing this thing. I feel just like Florence. Now, what do you mean only?
Oh, it's nothing.
You don't think I'm doing a good job?
Yes, I do.
You don't like me.
Yes, I do.
You wish I'd go away.
No, I don't.
You mean I'm a perfect nurse?
Well, there is one little thing.
Oh?
When I give a patient a shot, do you have to screw up your face and go, ooh?
No.
Well, then.
Next time I'll laugh.
Well, maybe something in between.
Have you been waiting long, Wendell?
Well, not too...
Yes, he has.
Mr. Bedloe.
Oh. Allow me to introduce myself, my dear lady. I'm Homer Bedloe, Vice President of the C&W Railroad. At your service.
I'm Dr. Janet Craig.
Oh, a doctor, eh?
That's right.
Well, there have been some changes here in the valley, haven't there? Which reminds me. You. Oh, yes, sir. Let's get cracking. Is there some reason why this train isn't moving?
Well, yes, there is.
What is it?
You're not on it.
I didn't mean to. Let's go.
I heard the VIP was...
Yeah, some VIP, that Bedloe.
Oh, well, at least he's a paying customer. We sure can use the business.
I sure like to give him a bit. Oh, how do you do, Mr. Mr. Bedlow.
Hi, Mr. Bedlow.
Welcome to the Shady Rest.
Oh, you can put that down now.
I see he's his old cheery self. That's him, Mr. Personality.
Would you care to come in for a cup of coffee, Wendell?
Oh, that would be very nice.
He would not.
I wouldn't.
Isn't the cannonball way behind schedule?
Oh, no. We're right on time. That is according to the new schedule.
What new schedule? When did this begin?
As soon as we got behind on the old schedule. Yes, you see, we had such a problem trying to keep on time and still give service like this. So I decided it was much easier to just change the schedule. Now we're never late and everybody's happy.
Isn't that a charming way to run a railroad?
Oh, peachy.
He's not a very popular figure. Why? Because he practically makes a career out of trying to shut down the cannonball. But I thought he was an official of the railroad.
Oh, dear, that's right, and I defied him. I'd better get cracking.
Anybody running this place?
Oh, we'll check in right away, Mr. Bedlow.
Uncle Joe, do you mind?
I'll put him in room number 8.
Uncle Joe, that's the room with a broken bed spring. He'd be miserable.
Bedlow, mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
No, I don't mind a bit.
Well, then, what are you doing here?
I won't tell.
Follow the dog. So he's up to something, only I don't know what it is.
Well, it's nothing good. You can bet on that. Where is he now?
That's what worries me. He got up early this morning and caught the cannonball on her first run. He's been riding her ever since.
Oh. That can only mean one thing. He's out to get Wendell.
Yeah, that ain't going to be hard. That Wendell is so dumb he'll hang himself for sure.
Oh, Joe, Wendell ain't dumb. He's just honest.
Yeah? Well, you put honest and stupid together, and you're really asking for trouble.
Oh, there you are, finally.
Oh, hi, Mr. Bedlow. I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Perish the thought. I've only been sitting in this forsaken wilderness for 48 minutes. Where have you been?
Well, you see, Ed Turner came down with the gout, and I had to help his hired man pick his apples. Oh, just put them aboard there, Ralph.
Gibbs, are you an engineer or an apple picker?
Just being a good neighbor. We're expecting a frost, and if he didn't get them picked and onto the store...
Will you get up there and start this train?
Yes, sir. That's the next order of business. Tell Ed I'll stop by on the next run to see how he's doing. Oh, and tell him not to forget that hot lemonade and honey.
Gibbs!
Yeah, it's an old family remedy. My grandma used to give it to Grandpa for just about everything. I don't suppose it cured him, really, but it tasted good, and it sure didn't hurt. Why, do you know that man lived to be 92?
Gibbs!
No, by George, I believe it was 93.
Gibbs!
Oh, I haven't time to chat anymore. I've got a train to run. What happened, Nellie?
Well, I was wheeling a sack of feed across the tracks, and I stumbled on a loose tie, and there you are.
Yes, we certainly are.
Since I couldn't bring the feed to the chicks, I decided to bring the chicks to the feed.
Why, that's very resourceful. Oh, did you hear that? Isn't it resourceful?
It's ridiculous. Now get this train going.
Oh, I'm afraid that'll take quite a while. They've got a lot to eat there. Right, Nellie?
Oh, right. They'll be pecking away here for hours.
I'll tell you what. We just won't go to Pixley this trip.
What?
Oh, thank you, Wendell. That's very considerate.
Well, what about me? I've got to get to a phone. I want to make a phone call to my home office.
Well, I'm sure if you tell them about the chickens and the feed and
Oh,
all...
sure. I'll tell... Hey, that's an idea. We won't go to Pixley. Spare the little chickens. I'll just make a note of that.
Oh, you don't have to give me credit.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to give you full credit. Into the cab, Gibbs.
He's not such a bad fellow after
How was your trip? Beautiful. I rode backwards for 10 miles. Mind if I use your phone?
I guess not.
Hello. This is Homer Bedlow. I want to talk to the home office of the CNFW Railroad in Chicago. I want to talk to Mr. Curtis. Yeah. What's that? Now, look, lady, just put... She wants to know if you got the same special on marmalade.
Oh, that was last week.
Oh, that was last week. Now, will you put... What have they got this week?
Apple butter and quince, 2 small jars for 49 cents.
Apple butter and quince, 2 small jars for 49 cents. Now, will you please... What? Well, how do I know? Wait a minute. She wants to know if she can substitute grape for quince.
I know. Once you start that sort of thing.
Well, he doesn't know. Once you start that sort of... Look, for crying out loud, will you put through my number?
Excuse me, Mr. Bedlow. Sarah, look, I'll make an exception this time. Yeah, now I think you ought to get this man's party for him because he's getting a little edgy and... Oh, you have, huh? Your party's on the line.
Hello. Hi there, J.P. Yeah, well, I just called to say I'll be coming back right away. Yes, I've got a full report. Oh, things are far worse than I suspected. That new man's really bollocksed up the works. Oh, the service is horrible. There isn't any schedule at all. I don't think there's any doubt the commission will go along with us about scrapping the cannonball and putting in a bus line.
Bus line? So that's what he's up to.
No, I haven't got any signed statement, but I got my records. What do you mean that's not enough? Would I fib? All right. I'll get a reliable person to verify. But believe me, the way the cannonball's being run now, won't have any trouble. Okay. I'll go by, J.P.
What's this business about a bus line, Bedlow?
Well, you might as well know. I've come up with a plan to replace the cannonball with a modern, profit-making bus line, which incidentally will be no small feather in the cap of yours truly.
Wait a minute. Without the cannonball, how can people get out to the Shady Rest? There ain't a highway anywhere near there.
Sorry about that, but that's progress.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't I hear you say you had to get somebody to verify the fact that the cannonball don't give good service?
And there won't any of the old-timers in the valley do that.
Well, how about a newcomer?
Who?
Dr. Janet Craig. Who else? Good service is vital to her occupation.
Oh, she wouldn't say anything against the cannonball.
She'll have to if it's the truth.
Doc won't even talk to you.
She will if I'm a patient.
Why did you choose this particular time for a checkup, Mr. Bedlow? Oh, sorry.
I get a checkup every year.
Well, surely you have a family physician back in the city.
Certainly. The finest.
Well, then why not wait until you get back, if there's nothing wrong?
With me? You can look at me and say that. I'm as strong as a bull.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
Something wrong?
You bit it.
Oh, just as long as I'm not.
Well, at least you have good, strong teeth.
Speaking of the cannonball...
Who was?
Oh, we weren't? Well, now that we're on the subject, what do you think of the service? Pretty bad, isn't it?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't? Why not?
Well, I just wouldn't, that's all. Wendell Gibbs does the best he can.
Well, that's not too good, is it?
No, I wouldn't say that either.
Come on, you can tell me. I'm an official of the road, you know. What's the matter?
Well, I've just never wrapped it around an arm this many times before.
Oh, this is my big arm. I'm a righty. Now, getting back to the cannonball. We both know that it's outlived its usefulness, right? And Wendell Gibbs, it's plain to see he's a lightweight. Right? Right. Now, what you'd like to see is a fast, efficient bus service instituted here in this valley. Right? Of course you would. All I need is a signed affidavit from somebody like you. A reliable professional person, and bingo, I'll stop that.
What's the matter?
It's a little high, that's all.
High? How high? How?
Well, perhaps your own physician would prescribe a diet. Or maybe a series of shots.
Shots?
You seem a little tense to me. I could prescribe some medication, and you could have it filled over in Pixley at the Pixley Pharmacy.
Are they reliable?
Oh, of course. Now, what were you saying about the cannonball?
The what?
About the cannonball. What were you saying?
Oh, forget that. This is a matter of life and death. Fine.
Folks were gathered here for one reason only, to find a way to dispose of Homer Bedloe.
Right.
Now, I have a variety of plans here. Under Plan A, we nail shut his door and board up the windows to his room. But that might give him grounds for not paying his bill. Plan B. Now, under Plan B, Wendell gets him on the cannonball, heads into Dead Man's Curve at 20 miles an hour, jumps off and leaves Bedloe. Only I'm sorry to report that Wendell is too chicken to try it.
Oh, I'm willing to try it, but I just don't think I can. What is it they say? The mind is willing, but the flesh is weak, especially my flesh.
Chair recognizes Dr. Craig.
Has anyone thought of handling Mr. Bedloe in a different way, with kindness? Kindness?
Never.
Oh, I can see that's not a very popular suggestion.
You could say that, yes.
Well, let me ask another question. Has anything else worked?
What do you got in mind?
Let's give him a party.
You got it.
Now, please, everyone. I happen to know that Saturday is his birthday. He had to put the date down when I gave him an examination. And what better time for us to change our attitude toward him?
I think Dr. Craig is right. Nothing else has worked, and, well, who knows? Maybe deep down he has some very nice qualities.
Well, if he has, they're covered with layer upon layer of him. But I'll go along with it if the rest of you will.
Well, let's give it a try. And, darling, we can contribute that cake from Granny. Okay with you?
Hey, yeah. What a great way to get rid of... yeah. I'd make a sacrifice.
Nothing makes me happier than when I'm doing for folks.
Who are you doing it to? For, Granny?
Oh, them nice folks in Petticoat Junction. I promised them a cake, and I gotta give them my best. Read off the directions for me.
All right. So far it calls for eggs.
Got 'em.
Butter.
Got it.
Rum.
Rum. Where does it say that? Where? Well, I don't care where it says it. I ain't putting it in. Rum is evil. Rum is the drink of the devil. Why do you suppose they put that in there?
Because it's a rum cake?
Well, I don't care what it is. I ain't going to put in no evil juice of the devil.
Well, then you'll have to bake another cake.
No, I don't. I'll put in a substitute. Reach down and get me that jug under the counter.
Can you put this in?
Certainly. It's just a harmless but wonderful nectar. Good for man or beast. Open it up for me.
Are you sure it's harmless? It seems awfully strong to me.
Oh, that's a preservative in it. This cake has got to go clear to Petticoat Junction, and it's got to keep. On the body. That's better. Not only throws off a wonderful aroma, but it clears the sinuses.
We're going to a lot of trouble for nothing.
You want to lose your cannonball, close down a shady rest, be out of a job? Oops, I take back that last one.
Joe, please, be nice to him just this once.
Nice to Bedloe. What a price to pay.
Here he comes, everybody.
What's going on down there? Can a man get a good night's sleep?
Happy birthday, Mr. Bedloe.
What is all this? What are you up to?
Why should we be up to anything? We merely found out that it's your birthday and decided to take the opportunity to honor you as a friend of the valley.
The way she lays it on, she could be in politics.
Just as long as you remember it won't make any difference about my stand in the cannonball. You. What are you doing here?
Paying homage, sire?
The cannonball is temporarily out of service.
Well, temporarily isn't long enough. I warn you, don't try to change me. I won't rest until that iron go-kart's abolished. Good night. And, thanks for the birthday greeting.
Wait, Mr. Bedlow. Your birthday cake.
Da-da-da-dum, da-da!
Some good came out of it anyway.
It's from Granny. She sent it all the way from Beverly Hills.
Is that the one? Here, birthday boy, go first.
Well, I don't eat cakes. Bad for the figure.
Oh, one little sliver couldn't hurt an athlete like you.
I might be able to handle it. I jog, you know.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, blood. What's in it?
If Randy made it, who knows?
I'll have another piece after this. This is really good. Oh, pardon me. I'm a jolly good fellow. I'm a jolly good fellow. I'm a jolly good fellow. Which? Am I the only one eating cake?
Oh, no. It's just that we were so fascinated watching you. Oh, what I mean is there's no hurry. There's plenty more.
That's what you think. You know, I like this little group. I like you very, very much.
Thank you. We like you, too. Don't we?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, flopping all over the place.
What do you suppose was in that cake?
I don't know, but I think it ought to be served over the rocks.
Well, no, this is one of the most congenial groups I've ever... You want a cake?
Oh, no, you can have mine.
Oh, you're good. I like you. You know, this is the finest engineer in the world. You know why? He doesn't tutor chickens. I like my little buddy.
We all love Wendell.
Yep. Too bad he's not going to be with us long.
What's the matter? Somebody take him away?
Well, actually, they're taking away the cannonball.
What? They can't do that. Take away the cannonball from my pals. I'll have them dismissed. I'll cut off their profit-sharing plan. I'll confiscate the key to the executive washroom.
You mean that, Mr. Bedlow?
Don't call me Mr. Bedlow. Call me Blinky.
Blinky? That what they call you down at the office?
No, but it rhymes with... All right. You know, it's those fellas down at the office who want to take a cannonball away from me and my pals.
You really on our side, Bedlow?
Yeah. You know why? Because you're the good guys. And I want to be a good guy. I'll show you. You know what this is? This is evidence. You know what I'm going to do with it? That's what I'm going to do with it. Long live the cannonball! For it's a jolly good railroad. For it's a jolly good railroad. For it's a jolly good railroad. The whole little town. Oh.
All I can say is it worked great last night, but what about today?
Well, that remains to be seen. Oh, good morning.
Mind if I ask a question? Was I down here last night?
You were, Mr. Bedlow. It was your birthday, and we had a celebration.
Then it did happen. I acted all strange.
Did you? Oh, boy, I'll tell the world.
Why, no, of course not. You were just your own sweet, convivial self.
Sweet, convivial self?
That's right, Blinky.
Where'd you get that from?
Well, that's what all your pals call you.
Well, that's not a... You mean you're my pals?
That's what you said we were. We want to be.
Don't you like to be loved, Linky?
Well, I don't know. I never had... That's most unusual. Hey, didn't I have some papers in here? Oh. Yeah, my notes on a cannonball. Is that them?
You tore them up last night, and you said, "Long live the cannonball."
Oh, I had quite a birthday, didn't I?
Here, you can piece them back together again.
No. The heck with it. I'm beloved.
Oh,
Hey, I forgot to blow out my candle. Bad luck. Not to blow out your birthday candle.
Happy birthday, Blinky.
Petticoat Junction.